The show really does remind me of stuff like Danganronpa and Death Note in the sense that I'm like constantly waiting for the next big like, oh man, big brain move. Like that's basically what's happening week to week, if I'm honest. But with that said, everybody, hello! Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our weekly Talentless Nana discussion video. Today we're talking all about episode 4, Healing. But before we get into the video proper, quick reminder if you haven't done so yet to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, set notifications to all, let all of AniTube know that you're here. But with that said, we're gonna go ahead and dig into this week's episode. There's 3 things that I really want to talk about this week, and we're gonna start by talking about Nana. Nana is an interesting character, right? We've come to know this over the course of these 4 episodes, but I think it's worth noting just how, like, set in her ways she is. Like, this episode really sort of surprised me with how stubborn Nana is. Like, we've known that she's, like, been out to get our crew for, like, a long time, right? Like, since episode 1. Well, the end of episode 1. God, that twist is still crazy to me. But, like, by the end of episode 1, we knew, like, okay, like, she is out here for blood, right? We don't know why, but she's out here after these talented kids. Like, she wants them dead. We don't super know why, but the only thing we know is that she's basically been sent there to kill them because the governments of the world don't trust these kids. Which, again, we've talked about this. I understand to an extent, right? Like, where they're like, we don't trust these kids with these powers, but that's why you send them to a superpowered school. You don't just pick them off one by one because, you know, you're scared. It very much feels like an X-Men story, you know, where it's like the humans hate and fear us because we are different to them. But we represent the next line in the chain, you know, stuff like that. But seeing Nana, like, desperately attempting to outthink Kyoya, even after he basically caught her, is really interesting to me. The idea that she's still like, okay, so he knows, but I have to, like, outplay him. And she does so really, like, in a really smooth way by trying to make herself a victim of the enemies of humanity. Like, she actually puts herself into the victim spot by, like, stabbing herself in the back. Which, of course, to Kyoya is like, that's really suspicious. That's even more sus. But to everybody else, it doesn't, like, but it doesn't matter because to Nana, she got everybody else to believe her. So it doesn't matter what Kyoya thinks at that point. So it's like, oh shit, that's such a big brain play. But again, like, she is stubborn and cruel. Like, she's still planning to kill Michiru, even referring to her as Dog Girl, which I'm like, bruh. I thought you were her friend. Like, I know she's out here to kill her, but, like, you can be a little bit nicer about it. You could feel a little bad, Nana. But yeah, she calls her Dog Girl, like, thanks to Dog Girl. And even despite knowing the fact that her potential kill count is bogus, right? Like, if it ain't done by James from Dead Meat, the kill count is not true. The kill count has to be done by James from Dead Meat, otherwise I just don't believe it. And I don't believe the kill count in this show. Like, I believe it was like 150,000 like a kill count of 150,000 for Michiru. Are you kidding me? She can heal you by licking you, right? Like, I get her name is even like, I believe her full name is like Michiru Inuzaki or something like that. Like, Inu is in the name. So she's literally like the personification of a dog. Nana even calls her that. In fact, there's a picture of her as a dog girl, which is funny. But, like, even still, like, she's a super sweet character. Nana can see that. She probably knows she's not going to kill anybody, but on the off chance she might. Now, here's the thing. Nana's too smart to be that stupid. And what I mean by that is that she's probably well aware that these kill counts are probably bogus. She's probably well aware that not all these kids are going to turn out into supervillains or something. And she's probably well aware that not all of them have to die. But she's gonna do it anyway. And so that's the thing that's why I'm saying, like, she's too smart to be this dumb. Like, and I mean that in the sense that she's too intelligent to not notice the fact that what she's doing is probably wrong. But my theory is that she doesn't really care. Something must have happened to her in the past, like with some sort of superhuman character that made her, that set her on this path where they all gotta die. Right? Like, something happened to her in the past. And I have some theories, like, we see in the OP, like, we see her sort of, like, crying with, like, a different outfit on, and it's covered in blood, and she's crying, and then we see our Nana standing up like facing away from her. So I have to assume that some stuff happened in the past, but like this episode really cemented for me that like she knows that something's off about what she's doing. Like she knows that the kill count's probably bogus. She even calls it out and says like 150,000 for Michiru. I mean, I guess you never really know what these guys can do, but even then that seems weird, but I'm still gonna kill her anyway. And it's like, damn, Nana, like just, I don't know. Like she's dumb, but or like she's too smart to be this dumb is what I'm trying to say. She's too smart to be this dumb. However, and this is a criticism of the show that I'm only really realizing now, even though Nana is too smart to be that dumb, I feel like every other character on the show outside of Kyoya and Nana are really dumb. What do I mean by that? Well, okay, I got 3 big ones, right? Like 3 huge, holy crap, how are you this dumb / how are you getting away with this / the show must continue, so that's why. But the first one, how in the holy hell did the students not catch on that something was amiss until after Nana stabs herself? Like after everything that happened. After the friggin' Deku boy, I'm already forgetting his name. After Deku boy gets pushed off the cliff, after the time travel boy gets stuck in the ice, after Kyoya almost dies in an explosion, they're like, nah, you did that. That was you. You made the shed explode. I know it. Yeah, that was you. You were just being dumb. What? Like, are you kidding me? It's only after Nana gets stabbed that they're like, oh, there are enemies of humanity running about. Huh? What? Like, why are you dumb? Like, just like, and also the fact that nobody else but Kyoya is connecting like, oh, that's weird. Nana was with all the people who have died so far. That's really sus. Like, maybe these kids just haven't played enough Among Us or something. I don't know. But like, it boggles the mind that I'm like, how? No, you can't be that dumb. The other big one, this is the biggest one of the episode. And like, I don't know this character, so maybe he is this stupid. But why, oh why, did Hatadaira, got it. Why, oh why did Hatadaira not just give everybody the photos of Nana killing Nakajima? Got it, that's his name. Why did he not just be like, hey guys, this happened? Like, what? You have clear-cut evidence of this happening. You don't only have evidence of her killing Nakajima, you probably have evidence of her killing Time Travel Boy. Unfortunately, his name I have forgotten. But you also have evidence of her killing you. And, like, you're not in the future, and you're not giving that to the rest of the class. You're not sharing that information with the class. Why? And why would you confront her alone? Like, why? When it looks like you're both wearing the same outfits in the picture. I know it's their uniforms, but like, even still, it's like, why would you do that? And then this is a minor gripe, but I still think it's a gripe for me. And before anybody thinks I'm like bashing the show, I love this show. I can totally forgive this. This is just nitpicky. But like, why the hell, or how the hell I should say, did the kitchen staff not hear the previous conversations that have been going down, noticing that Nana is with every single one of these kids talking about some fishy shit, and not tell the principal about this, or not tell the other students, like, hey, stay away from Nana. She's like constantly with the kids that are dying, like the day before, or like the day of, and every time she's talking about the enemies of humanity and stuff. It's really creepy and unsettling. Your kids should probably stay away from that one. Like, don't even tell me that they're not eavesdropping, because like, that's all you have to do. Like, when you work either fast food or retail, as I once did, all you have to do is eavesdrop. It's boring. So like, don't even tell me that they're not listening. Especially the one waitstaff who drops the noodles on Nana's head. She would have seen the pictures on the table, because they were on the friggin' table. Like, what the hell? Is that all nitpicky? Yeah, Pretty much. I have a feeling like Hatadaira is meant to be portrayed as really stupid, so like I can kind of forgive that one. I can sort of forgive the kids being kind of dumb and thinking that Kyoya blew up the shed by accident. You know, like I can kind of forgive that because maybe they're trying to live in denial because they don't want to believe that Nakajima and Time Travel Boy are actually dead. So I can kind of forgive that. And, like, listen, man, like, the waitstaff was really just there for the gag of the soba falling on Nana's face, so, like, sure, I'll forgive that too, I guess. Do I find it really dumb that certain events played out the way that... Do I find all the background characters to be pretty dumb, though, because of these nitpicks? Yeah, kinda. Kinda, yeah. And last but certainly not least, y'all know I love me some character designs, and I've been wanting to talk about some of these character designs for a bit because I've been seeing Hatadaira around in the background, and he seemed really cool. Now he seems like kind of an idiot to me, but that's okay. And Michiru's design as well is super sweet. In fact, let's start with Michiru. She's got blonde hair with amber eyes, a timid posture, and a beige sweater over her uniform. Those are the things that stood out the most to me. The timid posture... I mean, it is what it is. Like, we know that she's super shy and quiet. She has her hands usually, like, up against her chest, so they kind of stick up here. I don't know why I'm saying up here, like you guys can see me. But usually her hands are, like, up close to the chest, so she's a little bit timid. She's shy. She almost does that Hinata thing where she, like, pokes her two index fingers together, you know? She doesn't quite do that, but she almost does that, which is still the cutest thing ever, by the way. But she definitely has this timid posture. You want to protect Michiru, you know? Like, she's just a sweet kid. She has the blonde hair, blonde typically, and, like... Not a judgment, it's just this is the way that blonde hair is usually depicted in anime, is that they usually have some, like, on a positive side of blonde hair, like a positive side of, like, a light hair color, it usually denotes a light personality. So, like a light, happy type of vibe. And you do get that from Michiru. She does seem sort of, like, light and fluffy, trusting the two gal characters who are really mean, by the way. But another aspect of Michiru's design that I really liked is the fact that she wears that beige sweater over her uniform. Now, we've seen some of the characters do, like, alter their uniform to an extent. Hatadaira also has, like, a slightly altered uniform. But I like that Michiru wears the sweater, right? Again, like, she just looks like a comfy, cozy type of character, right? She just looks constantly comf, you know? Like, I wish I had the same sweater, because I want to be comfy. You know what I mean? Like, she looks comfortable at most times, and light and fun, right? Beige as a color is typically also very comforting. It's a bit bland, you know? Like, it's a bit like, it's beige, whatever. But beige is meant, like, the reason why you see beige on walls all the time, or, like, beige in, like, certain environments is because beige is just sort of a meh color. Like, it eases you. It's comforting. When you see it, you don't really feel anxious or angry because it's beige, you know? You just kind of feel like, that's nice. Beige. So that's the thing. Like, that's what I kind of took away. It's a very light beige, but still. Like, I think the sweater really works for Michiru. I like it a lot. Now, Hatadaira's design is particularly really interesting, mostly because I thought he was going to be like Denki from My Hero, or I thought he was going to be like an electric type of character, where he has like electric abilities or something, but no, he has the ability to... He basically... I just realized he basically has Hermit Purple. That's really dope. But yeah, he basically has Hermit Purple. Like, he can take snapshots of the future. And what I like about the character design is that you can see that he's putting on a front, right? Like, he has this sort of, like, hunched over, kind of smug posture. He's got this, like, silver necklace. It's like the alteration to his uniform. The gray eyes, and what I think is most interesting is the blonde hair, but if you look closely, he has the black roots, right? And we do know that in the past, he did have black hair at one point. And I like that you can actually see the roots growing back in. So to me, what I take away from the design is that he's putting on a front. Like, he wants to appear one way, but really he's a different way. And you can kind of tell. Like, you can kind of tell it's just sort of phony. The way he talks doesn't feel like he's totally comfortable talking like that. It's a bit too over the top. And you get that from the design. And I think that that's really interesting. It's part of the reason why I like analyzing the designs. Like, the fact that all it took was the roots growing back in to be like, oh, he's faking it. He's phony. And it's like, yeah, he is faking it. Like he is, at the very least, that's the vibe that I'm getting, is that he's putting on a really big front. It's why when he talks, it seems a little too over the top, Yankee type, you know what I mean? So I think that that's really interesting. He has a great design. even if the character is kind of stupid. But with that said, everybody, that is going to wrap up my thoughts on this week's episode of Talentless Nana, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to boop that up snoot, share if you care, leave a comment down below, and as always, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, set notifications to all, let all of AniTube know that you're here. And of course, before we go, I have to give a big thank you to the good folks in the T Squadron. Look at these beautiful people, look at all these beautiful names, and hey, if you would like to join these beautiful people, there are 2 ways to do so. The first is by hitting that Patreon link in the description, and the second option is by hitting that join button right beside the sub button to get a badge next to your name in the comments, as well as some emotes to spam in the comments, and of course your name scrolling past the screen here. So if that sounds cool to you, go ahead and hit that join button, or check out that Patreon link in the description. Either way, it is super appreciated. So once again, a big thank you to the T Squadron, and that's pretty much it for me. So until next time, you stay classy, AniTube. Wash your dang hands and stay suspicious of Nana. And I'll talk to you next time.